Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video I'll be talking about all the questions associated with future methods and how you can answer all those questions. So guys, to begin with, we are going to discuss questions here, not the theory topics on future methods. But if you want to know more about future methods, or if you want to learn why we use them, or what are the use cases, limitations, advantages, disadvantages, you can just ping me on LinkedIn and I'll be able to provide you my handwritten notes on future method. In fact, not only future methods, I'll also be giving you notes on all the asynchronous epics, because just after this future method I'll also be creating videos on other asynchronous epics topic. Alright, so with that, let's move on to question. I've got the list of all the questions with me, and to begin with, I will start with a very basic question, and I've kind of merged couple of questions, basic questions, into a single question. And you may get a question like, what is future method? Why do we need future method? What is asynchronous apex? And how to execute a future method, or how to make a method, a normal method, a future method. How can we make that? So to answer this very basic question, it is you need to tell them that why we need future method, what is the use of it. We basically need to do something asynchronously, and it has couple of advantages over other things available on asynchronous apex. And to make a method, normal method, a future method, you just need to annotate it with @future annotation. And in order to execute a future method, you just need to execute it the way you execute a normal method. Just need to remember that it is a static method, so you need not to create the instance of a class. You can just directly class name dot method name, and you'll be able to execute. If you're sending some parameters inside, then you can do that. And with that comes the second question: what are the S object types, or what are the parameters you can what are the data types you can pass as a parameter in a future method? This is really very important question, because there are a couple of cross questions associated with this, and interviewer can kind of put this question in different manner. He may ask you directly like, what are the data types you can pass as a parameter, or he may say, can we directly pass S object or the list of S object inside a future method? And if we cannot pass, why there is such limitations with future method, and if if there is any workaround too. So basically we cannot pass the object directly or the list of object directly, because future method has a limitations, and it because as we are not sure when this will get executed, and there may be chances that whenever it gets executed, it gets the older value, whereas the value has been changed somewhere else in the apex. That is why you cannot directly pass the S object or list of S object, but all the primitive data types are supported, so you can pass them. Workaround is like, you can pass the list of IDs, and then later on you can query based on those IDs, and can get the desired result with the future method. All right. So this was the second question. There are a couple of other questions on the same topic, but he can just put it in a different context. But the crux of it is that what you cannot pass, and why you cannot pass, and what is the workaround available with that. With that, we move on to the third question. See, it may ask you, the interviewer may ask you, what is a mixed DML error? Because mixed DML error, and this mixed DML error is something which is why we use future method. So basically there are two types of S object. One is setup object, one is non-setup object. And if you are doing a DML on both of these objects in the same transaction, then you may hit the DML exception. And to avoid that, we use the future method. So basically it kind of make two discrete separate DML statement in different transactions, so that you will not hit the this mixed DML error. So this was the third question. See, the fourth question around this is that how to perform a callout from a future method. So this is a main thing about future method, is that you can do a callout from future method? And the answer is yes, we can definitely do the callouts from future method. In fact, this is the main thing we can do from future methods, and that's why we use future method, so that we can directly, from a trigger we can do call out with the help of future method without, staying on the same transaction on which the trigger was running. So yes, we can do a call out from future method. uh, all right, the next question is, can we call a future method inside a batch job? This is a very tricky question, and you will definitely get this question in many of your interviews. So you cannot directly call a future method inside a batch apex, or to be precise, batch apex execute method, because see, it is, I mean, with the future method you are never sure when those things are going to be executed. So you cannot directly do that, but the workaround is that you can basically call a web service, and then web service in turn can call another future method. So that is possible, but with a little workaround. So you need to inform them that although it is possible, but directly you will not be able to do that. Next question is, can you call another future method from one future method? The answer is no. And the reason is because you're not sure about the first future method itself, and how can you put another future method when you're not even sure about the first future method's result? So no, it is not possible. Next question is, how many future methods you can have inside a class? So can you write more than one future method? Yes, you can. You can in fact write as many as you want. There is no such restrictions around future methods, so you can call as many as you want. You can write down as many as you want. All right. See, the next question is around how to inspect. I mean, basically how to check whether your job has been done or not. So basically, once it is executed, how to track a future method's progress. So the problem with future method is that it will not return you the job ID, so it becomes very difficult for you to that keep a track of the thing which was running. So basically you will get everything from async class, but you need to find it with the with not with the job ID, but basically with the method name or a couple of other things. So yes, it is possible to track it, but not directly. You have to find another way of doing it except the job ID. All right. Then comes how to test the future method. You have to use the test.start test and test.stop test annotation, and with the help of you can do that. That is easy. Couple of limitations around future method you may get in your interview. So limitations are basically you cannot directly pass the S object or the list of S object. You will not get a job ID, so it becomes a bit difficult to track the performance of it or to track the progress of it. uh, yeah, you cannot chain multiple jobs together, so it is not possible. uh, these are the basic limitations I feel around. You may get a scenario based question is that you are doing a call out from a future method, and that call out is not working. What could be the issue? So basically, to do the call out you need to also mention that the call out equals to true along with the @future annotation. So if call out equals to true is not there, then call out will not happen, and you need to check those things. You may get a question like, why future methods always return void? Why they do not return anything? What's problem with that? So basically what happens is that future methods are always return void because you don't want any variable or any method to get some data from this future method, because you're not sure when that data will arrive. You never know will it arrive at all or not, so you don't want to wait for something which is not sure or certain. So that is why future method always return void, and the methods are static, because you don't want those variables to be associated with the instance of a class. You want them to be associated with the class itself. They should be class variables. uh, then you can get questions related to governor limits and how many jobs can there be, and how many jobs can there be in a 24 hours. So there are a couple of limitations around future methods in terms of governor limits. Make sure you go through them. I think these are the questions I wanted to highlight on the future method. Let me just quickly go back to all the questions and see if I'm missing something. uh, Yeah, I think I've told you how to invoke future method normally, just like you invoke other methods. So I think these are the questions I have around future methods, and I've faced those questions multiple times, different interviews, and questions are repeated questions you will get mostly. Just like future methods, I'm also making videos on batch epics and queuable epics, schedulable epics. So make sure you watch those videos. If you feel the content is useful for you, please do like, share, and subscribe.